because I'm trying some new eyelashes. But anyways, I am currently at 21 weeks post-op, so a little after 5 months post-op. Actually, today I'm exactly 21 weeks post-op. What's today? Today's July 25th, so 21 weeks post-op, and it's been a very interesting journey. A lot of things have changed in my body, a lot of things have changed in my mind, how I feel about myself, things like that. It's just been a very interesting journey. It's definitely something you have to experience. I guess to start the video, I've returned to dancing. I took off 3 months from the club just because I wanted to be extra sure that I would be, one, physically comfortable enough to work, and two, I didn't want to fuck up my results. And I'm glad I waited that long because I didn't start sitting until about three months too, so that kind of worked out. The only thing I noticed with dancing is that I get extremely swollen by the end of the night because obviously I can't wear my faja when I'm at the club. So by the end of the night, I am really out of it. Like my BBL be hurting, y'all. Like I'm like sore. My waist is sore. It's super swollen. My butt is sore. So that's honestly the only real thing that's really been affected in terms of work. But other than that, it feels pretty normal. I can sit, I can dance, I can do what I need to do. And it doesn't interfere with any of that. I've also started wood therapy, and if you don't know what that is, it's when the masseuse uses different wooden instruments to control inflammation, swelling, and to contour the body. And I only get it done on my stomach. I've only had 2 sessions, but I definitely think it works. I will say I was really sore after both my sessions, especially on my lower abdomen. It was really sore and it was kind of swollen. So the first like day or two, I was like looking kind of gross in my personal opinion. But it helps because my waist is like getting nice and contoured, which was the whole purpose of this surgery. So wood therapy has been helping with that. I actually started wood therapy about a month post-op. Some providers will say different time frames of when to start, but I wasn't in pain to where like I could start early if I wanted to, but I was still getting my post-op massages. But now I'm just doing wood therapy. I'm no longer doing post-op massages. I might pick it back up in a couple weeks because the massages do feel really good, and maybe the wood therapy with the massage at the same time. Yeah. I've been having the worst time with these fajas because my waist is already so small. Like my waist right now is 25 inches, and a lot of people don't see that until months, like months afterwards, and a lot of women don't even get down to that size, and I'm still getting smaller every day. So the fajas that I buy from like brands and stores, they're too big. Even their smallest size is too big. So I either have to get my fajas custom made or get my current fajas altered to my body type. And I'm kind of debating what exactly I want to do because the faja I'm currently wearing, because I do have my faja on, and I can't really tell. My faja is like this color, but I have my waist trainer on top and my ab board and my foams in because this faja is too loose, but I need some compression, but it's my favorite faja, you know? And I do have a stage 3 faja, however, it's way too big. It's too big. It doesn't compress me at all, and it's from the same brand that I bought my current faja that I'm wearing. It's from the same brand, but their stage 2 faja is still like snatching me, even though it's a little too big. Like it's not as big as my stage 3, if that makes sense. So I've been wearing my stage 2 because I need to compress. However, I haven't decided if I want to alter my stage 2 to make it smaller or just buy a completely brand new faja, like a stage 3, and have it customized, because there are brands where you can put your custom measurements in and have your faja sent to you instead of buying a faja and then sending it to get altered. So I'm kind of debating. One faja I do have that I did get altered fits me really well and it really snatched me. the lady that did it, the Faja doctor on Instagram, she snatches Fajas really, really well. So I'm debating on whether I just want to buy a brand new one or just send my stage 2 to her to have it altered, because they're around the same price, to either get it altered or to just buy a brand new one. I just don't know what I want to do. Because with Fajas, once you buy it, they're non-returnable, non-refundable, because it's a very intimate garment, and once you try it on, they're not going to take it back. So, and something that I've noticed when it came to my healing, so my ab board was leaving indents in my side, like indents that weren't going away, because I wasn't wearing my tank top underneath. I guess the friction from rubbing on it throughout the day on my skin was irritating me. So definitely wear your tank top underneath to avoid any type of skin irritation, friction, dryness, anything like that. So definitely do that. I do still get swollen, as I previously stated, mainly in my abdomen, in my waist area, in my sides. Like in the morning, I look so cute. I'm like, ooh, got a nice little curve to me. But if I don't wear my faja all day and I come back home after like 10-12 hours of being out and about, my waist is like going back to, it looks like I didn't have surgery, but it's just because of swelling. So definitely keep in mind that swelling is going to last a long time. It's not nearly as much swelling as I experienced in the beginning, which is great. So you'll notice the swelling dissipating throughout the months, but it's still there. It's still apparent. It's still uncomfortable. You know, when I wear my faja, I feel very secure. I feel normal. I feel good. So even though I can wear it for only 12 hours a day if I wanted to, I'm still wearing it for as long as I can. Like today, for example, I'm not working tonight, so I'm going to try to keep my faja on all day, even though I have plans later. I'm going to try my best to keep it on, depending on my outfit, of course. But yeah, I really be living in this thing. So I want my waist to be super snatched, and I don't like the feeling of swelling at all. It's not cute, and it makes me feel like I didn't have any work done. Recently, if y'all have been watching the news, in Florida, a few weeks ago, they passed a law where surgeons are no longer allowed to do more than 3 BBL surgeries a day. And luckily for me, because I got my surgery before that law was passed, I didn't have to deal with any of the complications and financial issues a lot of patients are dealing with now. Because of the new law, surgeons are charging more since they're doing less surgeries. There are a few surgery groups on Instagram that have talked about it. I think that's a good idea, because some of these surgeons start surgery at 4 or 5 in the morning and ending at like 8 or 9 at night. And I think that's just ridiculous. You should not be doing that many women in a day. 3 BBL surgeries max a day, I think is safe. I think it was a smart move. It sucks that women are being upcharged now because of the new law, but it is what it is. You know, you can't really do anything. You're either going to get the surgery or you're not. If you want it that bad, you'll cough up the extra money. If it's not that big of a deal, you ain't going to do it. So just keep that in mind. So another thing I noticed with my surgery, specifically for me, and this, I'm telling y'all, this is specifically for me. My period has been acting crazy. And when I say crazy, it's normal for most women, but for me, it's crazy. I'm used to having my period 2 to 4 times a year. Like, it's so irregular. I don't get it every month. And I really like that, because for one, I'm not spending money on period products every month. I'm not, going through all that menstrual bullshit every month. And I like it. I'm fine with it. My gynecologist and I talked about it. It's because I'm underweight. Cool. She said, you don't really got to do anything about it, so I don't. However, ever since I had the surgery, my period's been coming every month. Every month. And I'm really upset about that. I'm really upset. But on top of that, even though it's coming every month, it's not on a 28-day cycle. It's like weeks late. So I still don't really know when my period comes. She just kind of shows up whenever she feels like showing up. I do track it when she comes, but after the 28-day mark, she's still not here. I'm just like, well, we're just playing Russian roulette. And that's just what I've noticed with me. My period has started becoming a little regular, and I've been very emotional the first few days. Like, my period has been acting so crazy since the surgery. Like, I don't know what the surgery did to my body in terms of my menstrual cycle, but girl, I don't like it, and she needs to go. Like, she needs to go. Like, do you know how enjoyable it is to not have a period for the whole summer? You know, like that, I was living the life. I was living the life, and I took it for granted. But yeah, so if you get the surgery, just keep that in mind, that you might have some menstrual changes, good or bad. I don't really know, but yeah, just keep that in mind. That's something that I never even knew was possible. I never heard anyone else talk about it, but yeah, your period might change or might stay the same. I was sick around July 2nd for like 2 weeks. I had a cold, and then it turned into what I believe was bronchitis. So I was sick for 2 weeks. Because I was sick for so long, I didn't have an appetite for so long. And because of that, I lost weight. I lost like 10 pounds. And I've noticed it because my butt and my hips have gotten much smaller, in my opinion. It might be all in my head, but when I stepped on the scale right before I started filming this video, and it was 129, so I'm slowly gaining the weight back. As y'all know, I usually teeter around 135, 140-ish, usually, but I was so sick, y'all. I was just in the bed not eating because I just didn't have an appetite. So yeah, I lost some of my booty. My abs look great though. My stomach, yeah, my stomach looks amazing. My abs, they popping. The last thing I want to talk about is whether or not I like my results. Am I satisfied? Am I going to get a round two? I've been, mind you, I'm only 5 months post-op. It's still extremely early in the healing process. How I look today is not how I'm gonna look, you know, a year post-op, a year and a half post-op, 2 years post-op. So for now, I think it looks okay. Definitely think my doctor could have lipoed more fat out of my waist, because y'all, my goal is to have my waist as tiny as possible, like as teeny tiny as possible, without, you know, removing my floating ribs. I don't want to do that. That's a little too extreme for me. But I want my waist really, really tiny, and the doctor that I chose, he does safer, natural results. Like, he's a very safe doctor. He plays it safe. Like, you're not, if you want a vixen look, do not go to Dr. Zach. There are doctors down there that do that. It's not Dr. Zach. However, I will say his round ones, and then if you go back to him for a round two, looks really good. And you have to keep in mind, like, if you have, wish pics, or you see a model or an Instagram person that has the body type that you're looking for, you need to keep in mind that most of these women have had multiple rounds, and to achieve the desired look you might want, you might have to do at least 2 to 3 rounds. So really keep that in mind. Like, these wish pics y'all are looking at, they're not round one. It's not round one. Like, I can look at it and see she's had at least 2 rounds, because like round 1 and round 2 are usually drastically different. Of course, it all depends on the doctor you go to, but yeah. So to say if I'm satisfied, I think I'm like 85% satisfied. It's still early in the process. I think maybe when I get older, I'll do a round 2, because I don't have any kids yet, and I'm not planning to have any anytime soon. But I always heard, you know, if you're gonna do a round 2, wait until you're done having kids, because you don't know how your body is gonna fill out when you get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? women gain weight when they get pregnant, so I'm not gonna look like this after I have my kids. Like, that's just a fact. And I'm glad I did it before I had kids, though, because if I waited, I would probably need a lot more surgeries. I'm not trying to do all that. So yeah, a round two is a possibility, probably in the distant future. But if I was to do anything again, I'd probably just get more lipo. You know, I can build my butt at the gym if I really wanted it to be bigger. But I would probably just do another round of lipo and just keep it at that. Because the smaller your waist looks, the bigger your hips and your butt will look, regardless of how much fat you have, you know? So, yeah, I think that is all I have for y'all on this topic. This will probably be the last BBL update I do for a while. I probably won't do my next one until I'm a year post-op, just so I can just, you know, get back into the gym, and I'm going back to school in a few weeks, so I'm gonna be busy with that. But yeah, if you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time.